Great morning, great morning, great morning. You guys come on in. Come on in. Great morning. You guys come on in. Come on in. We're going to get started this morning. This is going to be an interesting one. Y'all come on in. Let me go ahead and share. Great morning, you guys. Y'all know it takes a little bit for Facebook to catch up with me. All right, let me share. While you guys are coming in. Hey, Phoenicia, how are you, beautiful? It's so good to see you. Let me share, y'all. I'm trying. It's always difficult on the computer. Trying to see where my other devices are. I could have sworn they were in here, but I don't see them. That's a problem. I got to figure out where they are. Great morning, Christina. Hey, Phoenicia, how are you guys? Please go ahead and share for me because I'm struggling with the share, okay? I am struggling with the share. It don't want to let me be great. Let me see if that'll help. I don't know why it doesn't want to let me do it. Oh, there we go. Come on in, come on in. You guys do me a favor and share. I'm struggling with sharing this morning. And I need your assistance. Oh my goodness. There's my story. Okay. All right. Great morning, April. Thank you so much, beautiful, for sharing. I appreciate you so much. Well, you guys, listen, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started because I'm already behind time. So let me go ahead and get started. And let me do this and this. And hold on. This. Okay. So listen, today's an interesting one. Hey, how you doing, beautiful? Good to see you, superstar. Today's an interesting one for me. I'm going to just talk about for me. We're going to be talking about purge. Of course, before we get started, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get alive. I'm home by myself, so I'm just going to pour my shot this morning. My husband is out in the world. So listen, here we go, y'all. Shot, 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 shot. Everybody shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off. ABC is easy as 1, 2, 3. I'm telling you, do, re, mi, ABC, 1, 2, 3, alive. It's you and me. All right, y'all. Y'all know what we do. We shake it up, pour it up, and we drink it up. So let's go on and drink this shot, y'all. So here's to examining what's coming from our heart. Is that good? Sharia, I know that's right. All right. Listen, y'all know this fast has been different. We have been anointing ourselves, taking communion, as well as doing the fast and the devotions. And I don't know about you, but there's stuff that God has been pulling up out of me. And I'm excited to see what happens at the end of this fast. Like already some amazing things are happening, but I'm excited to see what happens at the end of the fast. Like what is the conclusion of the matter? So let me grab my communion. That night, as Jesus and the disciples got together and they celebrated the last Passover that they would celebrate together on this side of glory. We're on day 15. We've got 6 more days. 6 more days, Sharia. It was a 21 day. He took the bread and he said, "This is my body broken for you. Take ye, eat." And then he took the wine and he said, "This is the blood of the new covenant." Ooh, he transferred that thing. He transitioned it, transmuted it, and took it from the past to the present and the future. This is the blood of the new covenant. It symbolized his sacrifice, the shedding of his blood for us. He said, as often as you do it, do so in remembrance of me. The sacrifice of Christ was real, so that we might walk in the fullness of who God has created us to be. And today, on day 15, we're talking about purge. Purge is so important because there's stuff inside of us that has to come up and come out. Day 15. What is coming out of your heart? This is coming from Mark chapter 7, verses 14 through 23, New Living Translation. Then Jesus called to the crowd to come and hear. "All of you listen," he said, "and try to understand. It's not what goes into your body that defiles you. You are defiled by what comes from your heart." Then Jesus went into a house to get away from the crowd, and his disciples asked him what he meant by the parable he had just used. "Don't you understand either?" he said. "Can't you see that the food you put into your body cannot defile you? Food doesn't go into your heart, but only passes through the stomach and then goes into the sewer." By saying this, he declared that every kind of food is acceptable in God's eyes. And then he added, "It is what comes from inside that defiles you. For from within, out of a person's heart, come evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, greed, wickedness, deceit, lustful desires, envy, slander, pride, and foolishness. All these vile things come from within. They are what defile you." It's easy, especially when you talk about fasting, to focus on the physical part of the process. We can get locked into an emphasis on what we are or are not eating. Now, don't get me wrong, when God has given you a mandate to sacrifice some food or foods, then you are responsible for following his mandate for you and being obedient. However, to focus on the food you put into your body without looking at your heart is deceitful. It can fool you into believing that you have conquered and overcome because of what you have sacrificed physically without dealing with the issues of your heart. My God, today. Purge your heart with the same intensity that you purge your body. The same way our body needs a detox, so does our heart. And when I say heart, I want you to hear mind. When we fail to purge, detox our heart, mind, we discover that the things that we thought we had gotten rid of, gotten over, moved beyond, etc., seem to always find their way back into our lives. You see, you simply moved it and thought that it was gone. The reality is, whatever we meditate on, think about over and over, or focus on will come to fruition in our lives. Ooh, I felt that one right there. Listen, we may not want to admit it, but all discipline begins in the heart, mind. Now, you may be saying, Dr. V, why do you keep putting mind everywhere you have heart? Well, let me tell you why. In the word, when it refers to your heart, it is not referring to the beating organ that pumps blood. No, instead, it is referring to your mind, which is truly where everything flows from in our lives. It is our thoughts that produce words, which produce actions, which produce outcomes. It all starts in our minds. This fact is why Jesus is more concerned about what is in your heart than what you put in your stomach. What you eat physically will be purged from your body naturally. However, what is in your mind requires more effort to remove. Our thoughts are so powerful that they create our reality. They also reveal our true thoughts, intent, motives, desires, etc. The beautiful part of all of that is that if you change your thoughts, then you can change your life. Today, let's start by purging our minds of thoughts that do not serve our future or our destiny. Let's purge fear, jealousy, anger, hatred, resentment, ill will, hostility, bitterness, unforgiveness, and anything else that is negative and working against who you were created to be and what we desire to create. It's time for a mind purge. Get rid of your stinking thinking and replace it with the promises of God, and watch your reality change with your thoughts, words, actions, and outcomes. It's time to purge. Let it go. Our affirmation today is, I control what's in my heart. Listen, I wish I could tell you guys that I've mastered this. I haven't. I wish I could tell you that I'm on the other side of it. I'm not. I wish I could tell you that I don't have to watch what's in my heart. But I do. I have to watch what's in my heart, because what's in your heart will come out of your mouth. So if you want to know how you feel about someone, right? Pay attention to what comes from your heart as it relates to that person, and deal with that. This morning I was late because I was dealing with my heart. And when I say heart, I want you to hear mind. When we get to the place that we can really be honest with ourselves, with God, and with others, there's a liberation that we will experience that really will set us free. But until we can do that, we will find ourselves consistently reenacting the same struggle over and over and over again, wondering why nothing is changing, or wondering why it seems as though the same things keep popping up in our life. They keep popping up because they've never been gone. And many times they're not gone because we won't be honest. We won't be honest with ourselves, we won't be honest with God, and we won't be honest with others. What's in your heart? What's in your heart? I want to encourage you today to take some time to examine your heart. When you talk to people, examine what you feel when they call, or you see their name, or they say something to you. Examine your heart. I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about them. I'm not worried about them. I'm talking about you being concerned about you and what's in your heart. Brother, listen. Y'all, God does not expect us to be perfect. But he does expect us to be real with him. He expects us to really come to him and lay out the issues of our heart before him on the altar, so that we can deal with them, so that he can say, baby, listen, I know what you're going through. I understand why you're going through it. This is what I need you to do. Today, this morning, I was talking to God, and he was like, you got to talk. You got to talk. So many times we don't talk because we're afraid we're going to say the wrong thing, or we don't want to hurt someone's feelings. In the meantime, stuff is building up in our heart, so that when it does come out, it's destructive. It's like an atomic bomb waiting to go off. And the thing about atomic bombs is they don't just blow up a limited surface area. When an atomic bomb goes off, it spreads and destroys huge regions and anyone that is in the way. So we can act like we don't have anything in our heart, but the truth of the matter is we do. Today, be intentional about examining your heart and what's in your heart, because it is out of the abundance of the heart that our mouth speaks. And it's what's in our heart that is eating us alive. It's eating us up from the inside. Let's purge what's in our heart. Let's allow that stuff to come up and come out. And let's deal with it. Either we deal with it, or it's going to deal with us. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. There's no way around that. It's going to come up. It's going to come out. What's in our heart is going to come out, y'all. It's going to come out one way or another. It leaks out. It oozes out, even when we don't intend for it to. It leaks out and oozes out. And we might as well be honest about what's in our heart. And when I say heart, I want you to hear mind. And we know when it's something about someone that, and it's something there, and we may not articulate it, but it's there. We know because when they call, or when they say something, or when they show up, or when whatever, like, it's something. You need to figure out what that thing is, and you need to deal with that. Because otherwise, you won't be able to live in the fullness that God has for your life. You can be saved and have stuff in your heart. You can go to church regularly and have stuff in your heart. You can preach the word of God and have stuff in your heart. Listen, no one is exempt from having stuff in their heart, but each person is responsible for dealing with what's in their heart. So God gives us choice, freedom to choose whether we deal with it or not. But failure to deal with it doesn't mean it's gone. It simply means it's suppressed. And so we suppress and we suppress and we suppress because we want to look like there's nothing in our heart. But there is. And looking like there's nothing in your heart doesn't change the fact that there is something in your heart, and eventually it will come out. So deal with your heart. If it means that you have to have some difficult conversations, have them. But deal with what's in your heart, because if not, it's going to overtake you. It's going to overtake you. If you marinate on anything long enough, if you meditate on anything long enough, it will begin to manifest in your life. And you need to decide whether or not what you're meditating on, what you're marinating on, what's in your heart is what you want to see in your life. And if it's not what you want to see in your life, then you need to deal with that. And that may take whatever form it needs to take. Maybe you need to go to therapy. Maybe you need to fast something in particular, right? To try to deal with it. Like you definitely gonna have to go to God about it, because some stuff only can come out by going to him. Like you got to go to him. You got to go to him and get explicit instructions. This morning he gave me some explicit instructions. Because, honestly, I was like, God, I ought not to be dealing with this now. Like, I ought to be beyond this. I ought to be past it. He said, baby, listen, I understand. This is why I love God so much. People may not understand the depth of things. The thing about God is he knows us and he knows our heart. And he said, babe, I know, but listen, this is what you need to do. So I didn't realize today we were talking about purge. But when I saw that, I said, okay, that's why this has come up. Because God wanted me to know, baby, you need to deal with this. You need to deal with it. If you don't deal with it, it's going to deal with you. And you're not going to like how it shows up. So today, make the conscious decision that you're going to deal with the stuff in your heart. That you're going to be honest with you. That you're going to be honest with God. And it may mean that you have to have some honest conversations. Don't allow your pride, don't allow fear to stop you from getting free. Freedom is your portion, but it's up to you to get it. Listen, getting to your destiny requires that you deal with all of the things that could come up on your way to destiny. It requires that you deal with them, that you address them so that you don't get to a certain place and then that thing explodes in your life. Listen, God is trying to remove the small foxes, because it be the small foxes that end up destroying us. Deal with those things now so they don't have to come back and haunt you. I'm excited, you guys, because tonight at 7 p.m., I am going to be doing the Destiny Driven Masterclass. And hold on, let me put that up there. And you still have time to register. We still got a few seats left. The Destiny Driven Masterclass starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's $50. Afterpay is available. You can register at bit.ly/Destiny Driven 2024. bit.ly/Destiny Driven 2024. If you've taken the class before, let me know, and I'll give you the code for a discount. It's $50 for the regular. It's a 2.5-hour class, y'all. It is in depth. I give you everything when it comes to strategy to get to destiny. I give you the entire roadmap. It's $88 for the VIP, which is going to give you, in addition to the class, it's going to give you a 1-hour individual one-on-one session with me where we can talk about your particular destiny, where you are right now, what God is doing, strategies for how to get to that next place in your life. All of that will be available, and it's only $88 for the class and that, which means that you're basically paying $38 for that 1-hour session, which normally 55 minutes would be $125. So listen, even if you just want the 1-hour session, baby, I would register, okay? Because it is so well worth it. Look, I'm not going to keep you guys. I love you. And I love what God is doing in our lives and what he's revealing to us about us, because that's what this process is about. I pray that God continue to bless you. I pray that he continue to guide you and direct you. If you are a pastor or you run a ministry or you know someone who does, and you're looking for the tools to really expand the reach of your vision, reach out. I have access to an incredible platform. We talked about it last night. It was on my live. If you want to know more, you can go to the live and check it out. But it maps out your entire vision with all the steps, all the stages, gives you all your assets, your lead magnets, your emails, like all of that is produced. It's incredible. It's incredible. And right now, until midnight tonight, it's only $49 a month in perpetuity, which means for life, as long as you keep it. The price will go up because this is just a beta group. This is a beta group. But I want you guys to be able to take full advantage of that. Know this, know that God's assignment on your life is specifically for you, and nobody can do it like you. Somebody else will do something like that, but it won't be like you because there's only one you. Be accountable for that, and don't let what's in your heart prevent you from doing that and being at maximum efficiency when it comes to that. All right, you guys, know this. Know that I absolutely love you to life and life more abundant. If this word blessed you and you want to sow a seed, you can sow a seed at Cash App $DRV Johnson 777. Cash App $DRV Johnson 777. I love you guys. To life, for life. Be blessed. Mwah.